side, Greg Olson, the kicker, Brandon Aubrey. Set for the start. Off we go from AT&T Stadium. From the 35, it's 1st and 10. On the play fake, Dak rolling to the left. He's going to test this secondary right away. He was looking for George Pickens there, and it'll be 2nd down.
They told us this week they were going to try to come out fast, and tell you what, that's exactly what they did. Put immediate pressure on this secondary and let them know, hey, all game long today, you better defend every blade of grass because we're coming out firing. And even though that ball falls incomplete, it goes a long way in setting up the rest of this game plan as the game unfolds.
Forced to his right. And he just does get that one away. He was being chased down, forced the awkward throw. Maybe he's fortunate that all it is an incompletion.
I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, it just ends up being a wasted down.
On 3rd down, Prescott. And that is incomplete.
Remember what they told us, Mike, leading up to this game? They said it is so critical for us to find success, especially on 3rd down. We want to maintain possession, extend these drives. Well, the first crack comes up and they fail through the air, and we're going to have to regroup and be able to have better success throughout the remainder of this game.
On 4th down, they snap it to Dak. And that is not going to work. It is incomplete. They go for it on 4th and wind up turning it over on down.
Coaches love to come out early in the game and establish a very aggressive approach. But I'm just not sure, Mike, if at this point in the game they needed to make this decision. I'm going to be very curious to see, does this come back later in the game to bite them?
And he's out of bounds. Gain of 4. It'll bring up 2nd down.
You see so many teams wait till 3rd down to execute their screen game, but I like in this case the play caller changes things up. He uses the screen game on 1st down, which will have an effect on this pass rush going forward. How aggressive do they want to get after the quarterback? They got that screen play still in the back of their head.
Jake Ferguson was the intended target. And 3rd down coming up. Shotgun snap for Prescott. He'll get that to Javonte Williams. And he's going to be taken down short of the marker. And that is going to set up an interesting 4th down decision. To the air again. Prescott. That's taken in. And he'll be taken down. Do we have a chance for the first points of this game as they've set up 1st and goal?
First and goal at the 10-yard line.
Everyone, go to 54, go to 54, wide. Everyone, go to 54, go to 56.
Prescott again. That's out wide to Williams. And he will not get away. Terrific open field tackle. Gets him down behind the line.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
He'll drop this down to Williams. And he will score!
So often these defenses come into the game, Mike, and when they build their pass defense plan, there's tight ends, there's receivers, there's so many weapons that these offenses around the league have at their disposal. It can be easy sometimes to not account for the running back out of the backfield, and that's exactly what happened here. Easy throw, get it to the hands of one of the most dynamic guys on the field, and let them do the rest after the catch, and he takes it in for a touchdown.
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air.
The Cowboys take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
It's a 3 tight end look as they have it first and 10.
Here we go.
Play fake. Prescott on the run to the right. He'll get rid of it and complete it.
Stop that play action.
He'll be brought down just shy of midfield. Give him 14 on that play. One first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Dak can throw it here on first down. That'll be caught by the running back, Williams. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. 13 yards on that pass play. That's good for a Dallas first down.
First and 10 at the 38.
Here's Dak to throw. Oh, falling away. What a throw. He drops it in there. 23 yards on that pass play. First down, Cowboys.
This is a really nice job of just finding a hole in coverage, Mike. And I used to say, hey, when you're open, stay open. That's the art of route running versus zone coverage. And
That's over the middle and intercepted. And the Cowboys are going to take possession at their own 3-yard line. Back near his goal line, Prescott. A toss left side, caught by his running back. And he's taken down on what should be the final play of this first quarter.
It's a pickup of 6.
One quarter in the books. 7-0 is our score. We're back to Arlington in a moment. They'll come up now for second down and 4. First carry now for Jaden Blue.
you could just see the frustration on the running back's face as he's getting helped up off the ground. Like, there was just nowhere to go from the moment he was handed the ball. Give credit to the defense. Great job.
Pass completed right side to Ferguson. And they will finally run him down. A big play after being backed up. 31 yards.
And the Cowboys first down.
Dak gonna give this to Blue. And that one gonna be thrown down the backfield. Great defensive play. Knifing it and dropping him for a loss. Second down, Prescott. That one's incomplete. Good coverage there. Made it uncomfortable for the receiver. Couldn't hang with it, and it brings up third down.
And 13.
Prescott. That's complete to Blue. That's well done as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13.
A gain of 17 yards. That's good for a Cowboys first down. First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Under. Hey, kill.
Prescott on first down. Under pressure, and down he goes. They got him. Now the Cowboys going to take a timeout, and they'll get together prior to the second down play.
If you're going to take a sack, you just can't add to it by taking such a massive loss on top of it. Understand when the pocket breaks down, move up, cut your losses. Now, not only do you lose that down, but now you face a big uphill battle if you want to extend this drive.
We're going to 54. Wide in. 26.
Pistol now for Prescott. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Pressure certainly impacted the quarterback there. Couldn't get his arm all the way through, and it's going to bring up a third down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
Here we go 46. Wide in. Here we go 46.
Dak facing third and long. This one caught by the back out of the backfield. And he'll get a good chunk of that yardage back, but he's still well short of the first down. It's too long for a field goal. They'll go for it here on fourth down.
Here we go. 26.
Operating from the gun. Here's Dak.
Come on, dog.
Gets there. He is sacked. And they turn it over on down.
You got to give credit to the defensive coordinator here. He went into attack mode, had a great blitz planned for this fourth down situation, disrupted the timing of the offense, and the quarterback had nowhere to go. He flushes out of the pocket to keep the play alive, and they're able to chase him down, force the sack, force the turnover on downs.
And the Cowboys, first down. First and 10 at the 20.
A first down throw for Prescott. That's to Ferguson once again. That keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Second down and 3.
Cowboys 20-yard line.
26.
From the shotgun, it's down. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete. Third down, 3 to go.
On the coverage.
Here we go. 26.
They'll throw again. Dak. He's got his tight end. That's Ferguson. And the Cowboys are going to have first and goal, trying to finish off this drive with a touchdown. They get 14 yards and set up first and goal. A chance here to draw level before the break. It's first and goal. And nothing developed there. He'll get back to the 5, and that's all. That's a timeout for Dallas. It's their second, and they'll get together prior to this second down play. One more time for Williams. And he's going to lose yardage here, taken down back at the 8.
And now with that stop on second and goal, the defense really flips the advantage to their own favor. Third and goal from this length. I think now they can play a lot more pass-heavy defense.
That's going to be intercepted in the end zone. Picked off by Deron Bland. And the Cowboys are going to take over at their own 2. Out of his own end zone, Prescott, and he can't hang on through the contact. Incomplete. Good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up second down.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
Throwing again from his own end zone. He'll get this complete. It's George Pickens. Cowboys going to use their third and final timeout. They stop it here with just under 40 seconds until halftime. Set to go now on first and 10.
Yeah, here we go. 26.
To throw is Prescott. Now screen set up for Blue.
Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It was pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that back to go.
Oh, a huge mistake right in the half. It is intercepted. And he's going to be brought down. What a turn of events here. He has given his guys 1st and 10 in the red zone.
I would love to see his weapons do a better job, Mike, especially in the middle of the field, getting open in these zones. I just feel like there's been tight coverage, a lot of little windows to throw through. And yes, anytime you turn the ball over, it's on the quarterback, but the rest of this supporting unit needs to do a better job helping.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10.
Here we go. What do you think?
A shotgun snap for Prescott. Throwing it right into the hands of his running back. And he's going to be close to the 1st down. Just a yard short of the line to gain, so that'll bring up 3rd and short yardage.
What do you think?
Back to throw is Prescott. And he's going to be taken down. Sacked back at the 17-yard line. And now a timeout. 7 seconds left in this 1st half.
Anytime you bring pressure like that, Mike, you're counting on getting to the quarterback before you get beat downfield. The vulnerability of that play call is in your pass coverage, but when you can get home and get to the quarterback that fast, the offense never has a chance to stress your coverage.
He's got a receiver, and that's Lamb. And they're going to pick it up here. They took a chance, and it paid off. 1st and goal coming up.
Here we go.
Prescott now. And he'll
Come
take it
on,
on in.
dog. Come on, dog.
And it's a bit of a gamble, but I really like the aggressive play call. Understanding here before the half, we don't want 3. We're trying to come away with 6, and he foregoes the field goal try. They take a shot in the end zone. They come away with a touchdown.
Prescott leading the Cowboys to the line for this 2-point try. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he gets into the end zone. A perfect finish to this half. They get the touchdown on the final play and top it off with a 2-point conversion. So it is a 1-point game here at the half as we check in with Scott Hansen for our halftime report. Scott.
Kick the fucking ball.
Certainly a tightly contested 1st half, and you'd expect more of that here in the 2nd half. A 1-point game as quarter 3 begins. The return team gonna let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback.
Here we go.
They'll start this on the ground with Blue. He's taken down, but just shy of midfield.
13 yards on the play. That's good for our Cowboys. 1st down.
Blue gonna get it again here on 1st down. And they're gonna work this down inside the 45. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10.
Another Cowboys 1st down. A gain of 11 on the play. And the Cowboy 1st down.
A run once more with Blue. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
14 more yards. That's another Cowboys 1st down. A gain of 14. 1st down.
1st down. Prescott. Over the middle to his tight end, Ferguson. He's taken down just shy of the 10.
15 more yards. Cowboys 1st down.
On the handoff, Blue. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
Back to the drawing board for this run game, Mike. The offensive coordinator and his staff, they have to do a better job giving plays, giving opportunities to their offense to find success on the ground. Because right now, they have no answers for this defense.
And he's into the end zone.
Mike, we used to have a saying that it was the responsibility of the receiver to run the route through the eyes of the quarterback. And I think this is a great example here. 2 guys clearly on the same page, Quarterback expected his target to be in a certain place at a certain time. He's there, ball's delivered accurately. He's able to pick up the rest with his legs, and that's a big-time connection for the touchdown.
46. We're going to 54. Why? Hey, kill. 46.
Now Prescott. That'll be caught, and he gets in for the two-point conversion, and the lead bumps up to 7.
Everything's about matchups, especially down here this close to the goal line. I think my guy is better than your guy. I'm going to put him in a position to have success, throw it up to him, and let him do the rest.
And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. Dak can throw it here on first down. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete.
The biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. The question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out? A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot, but they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short game.
Right back to Ferguson, who's got another one. And he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down.
I think in this field position, Mike, when 4th and short, I think you got to go for it. I think there's at least a conversation going on the sideline about whether you keep your offense on the field or send out the punt unit.
That is incomplete. Oh, they elected to throw on 4th and short. It does not work out. They turn it over on down. On first down, here's Blue. Nice job finding the seam. Gain of about 9. Just a yard short of that first down. From the 34-yard line, here's 2nd and 1. To throw is Dak. This to the right side, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
And he will get into the end zone. On for the PAT is Auburn. He's got it. And the Cowboys will extend this 3rd quarter lead. So now, after the touchdown, out is Aubrey to kick this one away.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Here we go.
On 1st and 10, Prescott. That one down the field, but it is incomplete. He was trying to get it to C.D. Lamb. And it'll bring up 2nd down.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop. They're trying to take the top off the defense, make them feel that vertical threat, and soften everything up. Wasn't a ton of separation downfield, at least not what they would have preferred, and ended up being a wasted down.
Come on, dog. Come on, dog. What are you doing?
Just his first catch has held him in check so far, but that one gives him a first down. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Again, Prescott to the air. Forced out wide. He keeps it himself. And he's going to be out of bounds here on what will wind up being the final play of the third quarter. So we are through 3. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. Prescott. And that time, the pressure too much. He'll go down. Jadeveon Clowney. He's able to force the big loss on the sack. And it sets up 3rd and long.
There you go. 26.
Here's Prescott. He'll let this go for Pickens. And that is incomplete.
It's just so hard to be a good offense in the NFL, Mike, when you are not good on 3rd down. Your inability to extend drives, it either puts a lot of pressure on your coaches to be aggressive on 4th down or simply punt or take a field goal. You have to maintain possession and give you more cracks to score touchdowns.
Oh, the blitz gets there. He is sacked.
Yeah, go ahead and quit. This nigga set.
Just across I-25 from downtown Denver, the usual 76,000 fans have made their way to Philip and Power Field at Mile High, the home of the Broncos. Coming up, we've got a good one in store. It's the Dallas Cowboys and the Denver Broncos. We welcome you, Mike Tirico, alongside Greg Olsen, the kicker Brandon Aubrey. Set for the start. Off we go from Denver.
On my set. Ready. Arriba.
From the shotgun, they'll throw to get this one started. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line. That's the way to get started. A pickup of 17 and a very quick first down.
Really nice job there, Mike. I mean, he sees the blitz coming and just... gets the ball out of his hands. Understand where your outlets are. It results in an easy pitch and catch and move the chains.
Ole, ole, ole.
first down. Here's Nix to throw.
After allowing a chunk play on that previous down, nice job there settling in. They make a big play of their own, and they get him down for a
He
sack.
tried to throw that ball. He
Work
still
to do
tried to
now
throw
as
it.
they come up on 2nd and long. From the shotgun, here's Nix. He's got his receiver. It's Cortland Sutton. He was brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down.
Working out of the gun, it's Nix. That's over the middle and intercepted. That's the linebacker, Logan Wilson.
How to throw the ball.
They'll take over 1st and 10.
So anytime a team suffers an early setback like that interception, human instinct says, Mike, we need to get away from our game plan. We need to adjust. I don't think that's the case. There's a lot of game left, a lot of chances to avenge that play and still connect downfield on some of these passes. All proven, though, Mike. They've got to identify what went wrong. Let's correct it so we're able to move forward.
He'll get that to Javonte Williams. And he'll be out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. Can't ask for much more. 22 yards on the first play of the drive.
I always think you can tell pretty quickly how comfortable a quarterback is in their offense, Mike, by how fast they work through their progression and get the ball to their check down underneath. And in this case, with the depth of the defense, a lot of space in the short game, get them the ball, pick up the first down.
A couple of big plays to start this drive. How about 17 on this one?
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Hurry the fuck up, bro. Get your play.
Down at the 12. It's 1st and 10.
Yeah, here we go. I think. Line 8. Here we go. Go to 54. Go to 54. What is it?
On the ground, it's the rookie from UT. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up 2nd down.
Tackle made at the 6-yard line. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Yeah, switch. Switch it. Hey, line 8. Here we go, 46.
Operating from the gun. Here's Dak. To the
Let's
goal
go,
line
CD.
and in.
Let's go, CD.
C.D. Lamb. Touchdown, Cowboys. Brandon Aubrey now for the extra point. His kick is good. Cowboys will take a 7-0 lead.
Broncos have it. Brandon Aubrey to kick off for the Cowboys.
So now, after the touchdown, out is Aubrey to kick this one away.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Captain.
Nix, now to throw it here on 1st down. Got it into the hands of Mims. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 42-yard line.
Bombers.
2nd down. Nix. That's taken in. It's R.J. Harvey. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the 1st down.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short game.
He finds Mims complete. He's going to have the first down and then some. And he is taken down. A big gain on that one. Great way for them to end this opening quarter.
Take that all back.
So a big third down hookup takes us to the break. 7-0 is our score. Greg and I back in Denver in just a moment. They'll come up here first and 10. Throwing is Nix. That is caught, and it's Troy Franklin. And he'll take this down to the 6. That's good enough for first down. First and goal.
10 more yards. That's another Broncos.
Here's a run. Only a yard there. Tackle made at the 5. Here comes second and goal.
Tackle made at the 5-yard line. It's a gain of a yard.
Now, a second down throw for Nix. I had a defender draped all over him. Incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a third down.
You know, it's hard to speculate, Mike. We sit up here and we try to just interpret and assume what's going on in the minds of the players and the minds of the coaches, but they seem to me to be a little bit rattled. All these negative plays have really started to pile up in the first half. He's got to settle down, have some more efficiency on these early downs, and get his offense into some sort of rhythm.
That is incomplete. Great work to get in there, make things difficult defensively, and it sets up fourth down. Nick's gonna throw for it.
Oh, what the fuck is nobody in the middle for?
Decision to go. He's off. Marvin Mims. Touchdown Broncos.
I don't know me, I left the middle.
You know, Mike, I think we're going to see a lot of this, and you know why? It's the new kickoff rule.
I was staring
So
right
think
at
about it.
him,
In the
too,
old
son.
days, you'd kick a field goal, you'd kick a touchback, and your opponent would have the ball on the 20. You didn't give up as much field position, but you only got 3 points. Nowadays, you go for 3 points and you kick a touchback, they get the ball on the 35. It's almost 30 yards of field position. You're just better off going for touchdowns when you get in here tight.
So back to level after the touchdown. And time for the kickoff. And that one is through the back of the end zone. It is a touchback. Prescott on first down. Short throw brought in by Schoonmaker. And he's out of bounds up beyond the 45-yard line. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a first down.
This may look like a simple connection, Mike, just pitch and catch, but I can promise you the amount of time these two guys have spent together on the practice field, in the meeting rooms, just getting on the same page, seeing the game through the same set of eyes, it makes what's pretty difficult seem a lot easier.
And that keeps him back on schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Ball spotted at the 45. Here's second and 2. Prescott now. That's complete to Blue.
I could have got a touchdown. I was just bullshit.
In the red zone. They got it inside the 15. A huge play for Dallas. 32 yards.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone. And this is where you have to finish drives.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10.
Here we go. Here we go, 46.
Prescott again. That's out wide to Williams. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
A gain of 2 brings up second and 8 at the 10-yard line.
54, 188. Gun. 26.
To the air again. Prescott. And the rush gets home. He'll go down. They got him. And now the Cowboys going to take a timeout. Talk things over before third down.
If there's one positive remaining, it's the fact that they're still in scoring position. But with the way they've been able to move the ball down here in the red zone, they're thinking 6. But after that last sack, their chances of converting here for a touchdown have gotten a lot more difficult.
Kill. Swerve to A. 26.
Dak facing third and long. He'll look over the middle and find his running back. He'll gain some yardage here, but that is not nearly enough for the first down. It's going to bring up fourth down.
If that was a pickup on first or second down, you'd be thrilled. But here on third and long, just doesn't quite get enough to pick up the first down, and it's going to bring up fourth.
No move for the field goal unit. They're going to line up and go for it on fourth down. This one incomplete. The defense up to the challenge there. They force the incompletion, and they'll take the ball over on down. A first down throw for Nix. Throw over the middle, going to be caught by Franklin. Second and inches. Now the Broncos going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. On second down, it's Nix. He's got the tight end, Adam Troutman. And they'll pick up the first down, a gain of about 4. Play action now. It's Nix. Out to his right. He's going to keep it himself. And he's going to be out of bounds, but up past the 35. Can't beat those legs. 13-yard pickup. A scramble leads to a first down. Line of scrimmage is the 37-yard line for first and 10. Now Nick's going to look to throw. He connects with Mims. He's taken down, but just shy of midfield. Now a timeout, Denver. That's their second. And the stoppage comes with 23 seconds left on the first half clock.
At the 48-yard line.
Nick's now on first and 10. There's a short one taken by Ingram. They'll work now on second and 4.
Brings up second and 4. At the 46.
From the shotgun, here's Nix. Going over the middle, this one is complete. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. And now a timeout. 7 seconds left in this first half.
First and 10 at the 26-yard line.
On now, it's Will Lutz to try the field goal. Officially, this will be a 43-yarder. Lutz's kick is good. And the Broncos will break our tie and take a 10-7 lead.
Nice job there securing points with that final play. Of course, they would have loved to have come away from that possession with a touchdown, but I think they're going to be happy with 3 going into the break.
Kill! 27!
A first down throw for Prescott. Now a shot here, deep middle. That is hard. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play. We have hit halftime. Gonna take
Did he
a
get
quick
ball
break,
first?
Come back.
Chat, did he get
Second
ball
half of
first?
action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. 3 points, all that separates these two sides, has half number 2. Kicks off. Showing off the big leg. Didn't want to defend a return, so this ball going to be spotted at the 35-yard line. Pistol now for Prescott. Now screen set up for Blue. This one going to be sniffed out. Blown
How
up
the fuck
in
did
the
they get there so
backfield.
fast, chat?
Well, the best screen plays, of course, you want the offensive lineman out in front of the running back. They act as his escort, his lead blockers. But what you can't afford is for the defenders to be in the backfield and get to the running back, because those offensive linemen, they can't help him at all.
Second down, Prescott. Open man down the field is Turpin. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. A big play and a much-needed one as well. And even 30 yards. Straight ahead, it's Blue. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up second down. Operating from the gun. Here's Dak. He's into space past the 25. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. His second catch of the drive. This one good for 15 and a first down.
The 17-yard line.
From the shotgun, it's Dak.
Yeah,
One just kept getting
come on,
worse and worse until finally they bring him down.
The defensive coaches, they preach all week, Mike. They have to have relentless pursuit of this quarterback when he tries to extend the play. So often it results in a great play for the offense and a big pickup. This time, because of that pursuit, it leads to a big loss.
Here go 47.
On second down, it's Dak. He'll drop this down to Williams. That will make third down a little more manageable. Good yardage gained on that one.
Every defense in the league, Mike, they stress the importance of defending the middle of the field. And in this case, that's just too much room to operate. They have to find a way to close and cloudy up those windows, make the quarterback throw the ball to the sidelines. And you allow him to operate in there, especially with that much space, you're going to make for a long day.
This one just too far for the receiver out in front of him. That one falls
These
incomplete.
niggas pissing me off,
It's
chat.
rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate. So touchdowns are always the primary goal of every drive, but when you find yourself down 3 here in the second half, you've just got to find a way to tie the game up, and they were able to do that here.
The Broncos take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
On first down, here's Nix to throw. He'll air it out down the middle.
Stupid.
That's over the middle and intercepted. That's the safety, Malik Hooker. And the Cowboys are going to get the football here at their own 38-yard line.
Look, I think any time, Mike, you find yourself all tied up in the second half of a ball game, it's all hands on deck. Both teams are trying to find a way. How can I separate? How can we give our side a clear advantage? That pick right there, killing that first series of this second half, that seems like one of those separators to me. Now, this offense, as they take the field, they have to capitalize and come away with points.
A gain of a yard brings up second and 9.
the 40 now. Here's 2nd and 9. A shotgun snap for Prescott. Throwing off his back foot, and it's taken in. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line. It's a pickup of 12. That's good for a Dallas first down. Prescott now. And it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this third quarter. So, points at a premium. Defensive battle so far as we are through 3. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. They face 2nd down and 7. Prescott. Here's a screen set up to Williams. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. Good pickup of 16 on that screenplay and a first down. Prescott again. That's going to be incomplete. Very stout there. That's going to bring up 2nd down.
I got high standards for offensive players, but in this case, Mike, I think I'm giving all the credit to the defender. He timed that one up perfectly, and what could have been an easy play ends up as an incomplete.
They'll throw again. Dak. Got a man over the middle. It's Pickens. 15 yards through the air. First down. Cowboys.
That's another Cowboys first down. 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
A give. Here comes Blue. That's the way you want to run it on first down. A gain of 7. 2nd down, they need 3. Again, it's Blue, and he'll be close to a first down. A gain of a couple as they mark him just short. A massive play here. Late, tie game, 3rd down. Now Prescott. He's got it at the 3.
Missing his
And he
tackles.
gets out wide.
What is
He'll
this
go
doing,
to the end zone. Jaden
I
Blue.
wouldn't have picked that anybody else.
Touchdown, Dallas. Greg, every touchdown counts the same, but the ones you get in the 4th quarter, they are the ones that feel a little more important.
Yeah, now that pressure shifts to your defense, your offense was able to go out and get the lead here late. Does your defense have enough left in them to get one more stop?
Brandon Aubrey to kick off for the Cowboys.
So the lead is 7 now. Here in this 4th quarter, the tie has been broken. Let's see what happens on this kickoff. This one is going to sail through the end zone for a touchback.
35-yard line.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Nix. That is incomplete. No way to force the football in there. Good coverage. It'll bring up 2nd down. Cortland Sutton, the intended receiver, and it'll lead to a 2nd down.
Almost set. Ready. Ready, my son.
They'll throw. It's Nix. Flush to his right. Off he goes. And he's going to get out of bounds with the first down. Double as good there. They get the first down and save a timeout. pickup. A scramble leads to a first down. A first down throw for Nix. To the outside. Hauled in by Sutton. They'll get him up 4 here as he is taken down. So, 2 minutes to play here in the second half. We'll come back and finish this one off
enjoy the stream
after this.
Talk to me, I'll talk back.
2nd and 6 coming up. They'll drop the throw. That's swung out to Harvey. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the first down. And now the Cowboys going to take a timeout. Talk things over before 3rd down. Now Nick's going to look to throw. That is incomplete.
Nowhere.
Here we go.
Nothing's
They're
open.
down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down.
Go for it.
Great job there defensively, separating the man from the ball. And this is the moments of the game where you need your best players to step up.
He's hit.
Oh my gosh, come on, bro.
And fortunately, this
Get the
is going to
fumble.
get out of bounds.
And they go out of bounds.
No turnover, and it's actually going to
I
wind
get
up
another.
a first down.
Let's get another. Let's go.
First and 10 at the 35-yard
Back to throw is Nix.
Coming
And
back
as he
next.
threw it, the pass is incomplete.
Coming.
All right, so this is why you get paid the big bucks. These are the possessions as a quarterback you need to deliver for your team. Everybody talks about 2 minutes. Everybody drills it every single week. But when it comes down to this moment in the game, your quarterback needs to be on point. After that first down incompletion, it just makes things that much harder. All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball. Modest gain.
From the shotgun, here's Nick.
Boom.
That is
Am I doing okay?
incomplete. Here we go.
You doing
They're
okay?
down to what could be their final play.
He's asking for a
It's
flag,
4th
folks.
down. On 4th down, here's Nix. He finds his man.
They're trying to give him the touchdown,
And he
bro.
is going to have a Broncos
crazy.
first down. And that'll be a gain of
Yeah,
15 on
she
4th
get
down.
wicked.
And now after that big completion, Mike, they can't panic yet. They're not into the mode where they're in desperation. They have 2 timeouts in their back pocket. Take a deep breath. Get your best first down play call to your quarterback. A field goal's not going to do it. They got to think touchdown all the way.
And he'll get forward for a couple. It's 2nd down.
So I think as you look back over the course of this game, it's really been the inability of this offense, Mike, to create any sort of balanced attack to get anything going. And whether you look at the rushing yards, whether you look at just the points scored, this
And it's a
Fucking ass bitch.
They have gotten to within 1, and a 2-point conversion can give them the lead here in the final minute. And now the decision is go for 2. That's a gutsy call, and really, in effect, it's ball game right here. And he'll get
That's not in.
an incredible
Come on, dog.
He's off. They've taken the lead by
Come on,
1.
EA.
So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. And that one is through the back of the end
trying to sell
zone.
him.
It is a touchback.
The Cowboys take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
This is 1st and 10. Now the Broncos going to use the first of their timeouts, and they'll stop it with 28 seconds to go in the game. Here's first down. Dak to throw. Open man downfield. It's CeeDee Lamb. Terrific start to this drive. Gain of 23 and a first down. This offense still has the one timeout to use. 1st and 10 coming up now.
And the Cowboy.
Here's Prescott. That's right side. He's got Ferguson. And he'll be out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. First time they've looked his way all game long. But he comes through with the grab and a first down. Now Prescott. That is incomplete. So the task gets more difficult. Time for maybe 2 plays. That's it.
A great pass rush is like a closer in baseball. When you bring them into the game, it's all but over. That's exactly the case here. It doesn't result necessarily in a sack, but it was the hit that altered the throw just enough to end that play before it started.
Short throw brought in by Schoonmaker. And he's going to be out of bounds awfully close to that first down marker, but they're going to mark him just short. So 3rd down coming
I
up.
thought EA was finna sell me,
So
bro.
pressure kick coming now for Brandon Aubrey. This to win the game. Now a timeout Denver. That's their 2nd. Talk things over before 3rd down. So pressure kick coming now for Brandon Aubrey.
Bro, just ice
This
me?
one
What
he's
the fuck?
gotta have. Cowboys going to use their 3rd and final timeout. Talk things over before
Whoa, did
3rd
I
down.
just get iced?
A 34-yard attempt.
Chad, what the fuck is this bullshit, bro?
More than a
Come
chip
on,
shot,
bro.
but it's no good.
I'm about to crash
So
out,
high
dog.
five salutes all around. It's a win for the Browns.
They turn to nightmares. Every different day I'm off the narcs, life don't fight fair. Striving for the better, but this busy staying right here. Popping out the cuts, I'm on his head, niggas get done weird. 762 sounding like whistles in the cold air. Dirty ass bitch keep trying to fuck, so I left her on red. Running up a bag, I need a tech like I'm straight off the ground. Down on my dick, I didn't have it, nobody came around. So stay your ass away from me when you fall on the ground. It's called keep that shit equal, you can't get a crumb. Left me on my dick when I needed you, now was that fair? But I ain't counting losses, I'm counting dubs in a Panamera. Bent a couple corners, who big body in the trenches. Military weapons, got my R's from the Asians. Threw up the, now it's head on the pavement. Crack on them gates, my level 3s and my level 4s. Turn a nigga victim, he snitching, we'll go and get him gone. All about my benches, I'm smoking and sipping rainy circles smaller than a dot, and that's probably why you ain't with me. That's probably why you ain't with me. Circle smaller than a dot, and that's probably why you ain't with me. Nigga, that's probably why you ain't with me. Heater on me, I've been clutching on this weapon cause niggas be moving funny. Before a nigga get me, I'm going out like I'm Melly. Pop a couple narcos and loving these sticks with them on EBK. Everybody can get it, don't get it twisted. Got no homies in this shit, all brothers that come with sticks. Battle mode, blitzing these pussy niggas on crib. Fuck the chop, grab the Glock, got
and the Philadelphia Eagles. Young Kwanku has it all teed up. And here we go from AT&T Stadium. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Right to the air, it's Hurts. That's caught, it's Saquon Barkley. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. He got 14 yards on that one. And that'll be good for a Philadelphia first down. Hurts looking to throw. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. First time this game they've looked to him. So second down coming up.
I think those big old boxing gloves might have made a better catch and a better call than receiver gloves right there for that one. It is going to be a fight to hang on the ball, and we just saw physicality personified.
He's got Devontae Smith. He put him in the spin cycle. He gets loose down the right side. And he gets it in. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles take a 6-0 lead right away. It's a Devontae Smith touchdown. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ball game.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, ooh, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. No return here. This kick's going to wind up as a touchback.
First and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Good starting field position for the Giants as they head up 1st and 10. Darts coming out throwing. Pop by Theo Johnson. He's taken down as he takes this to the 38. Good pass from the rookie out of Ole Miss, and it gets him a first. I'm not going to call this a must-score drive here in this first quarter, Brock, but when your opponents start the game with 6, it feels like you need some sort of answer.
You need a response, right? You need a response. You don't need all these home runs or big highlights. You just need to keep matriculating that ball down the field.
Short pass brought in. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Darts out of the shotgun.
Come on,
Looks
got
great
the ball,
flying through the
got
air,
the
bro,
ball.
but problems on the business end as it falls to the ground. Third down coming up.
They're coming out striking.
Went for that big shot. They wanted to get that highlight the first time they touched the football.
Now, this group likes to be aggressive, and early incompletion's not going to deter them. Sharpshooters, they don't stop shooting threes because of one brick, and they won't stop.
And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Picked off by Nakobe Dean. And the Eagles take over after forcing the first turnover of this ball game.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
First call here coming from the shotgun.
63.
Hurts now from the gun. Rolling left, buying some time. He takes it himself. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
Kid, if you've heard me say it once, you've heard me say it 100 times. Completions. Well, that wasn't a pass. It was a scramble. But it nets the same thing, keeping this offense on schedule.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Working quickly here.
Jalen Hurts sacked. A loss of 13 yards. And it's 3rd down.
Third and long for him here. It's in
Bring
her.
that
Oh, they
up,
dropped
bro.
another one. Picks dropped on back-to-back plays, Brock. It does force a fourth down.
Me the fuck out, bro.
Keith, I think that was the type of play we expected out of this defense to start the game. Can't undo that opening drive touchdown they gave up, but that can sure help to get yourself off the field with that 3rd down stop.
Trying on 4th down. Here's Hurts.
Come on, bro.
As that pass comes up empty and off the field they go.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
Connection made with his running back. This is Cam Scattaboo. He works it down to the edge of the red zone. Kobe Dean in on the tackle.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. When one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion or a premium in this league.
He's going to be brought down after a gain of 5, right up next to that line of gain.
It's a gain of 6. And it's 3rd down.
And Scattaboo on 3rd. What a play. They never gave him a shot to get that single yard. He's going to lose some yardage. 4th down coming up.
2 yards. Brings up
Dart from the pistol. It's on target to Johnson. And they come through to stay on the field. That is enough to set this offense up with a 1st and goal.
1st down, New York.
One quarter down for these two NFC East teams. 7-0 is our score. Back to AT&T Stadium in just a moment. Second quarter about to get underway, and an opportunity to score here for the Giants. On 1st down, here's Dart. Throws out. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground. Moving quickly, trying to get set again.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the Eagles' 5-yard line.
Dart's back to throw. Has it in close. And he will not score, but that does set him up Brock with 1st and goal, less than a yard away from the end zone.
1st and goal, Giants.
Signals, and looks like we've got a timeout before that 1st down play. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the 1st half. From inside the 1, here's 1st and goal. On the sneak, here's Dart. And he runs it across. Touchdown! The Giants can tie it up in the second after cutting into the lead. The fact that they pulled that out on a 1st and goal, Brock, didn't wait for a later down. Gotta imagine that played a part in its success, don't you?
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about it. It sure did, and I would have loved to seen those eyes in the huddle, right? When you call QB sneak and you look at those guys in the huddle, the big guys in particular, many times they will tell you with their body language, we're ready to go, and that group certainly was.
Things trim back down to a single point, Brock, as they send this off and away. Sent to return it. Here's Will Shipley. This makes it up to the 25. Eagles getting ready. Here comes 1st and 10. From the pistol, Hurts. It's a screen to Barkley. Still working past the 40. And they're going to get to him right along that midfield stripe, Brock, as he's sent out. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the 1st. Only one play in, Brock, and this drive already at midfield.
1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
73. No touch.
1st down, a run with Barkley. And this one's going the wrong way. Nice win for that defense as they send it backwards. So some immediate revenge for that last play, Brock. I don't know. What do you think? Is it going to take away the pain from giving up that big run the prior play?
Not necessarily, because it really does take a group failure to give up a big run like that in the NFL, but it also takes a whole lot of teamwork to knock them behind the sticks. John, well done there.
And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
I'm not going to lie. I know they got a completion, and completions, you never turn them down. But to make that throw for those yards into double coverage, that is way too much risk for that reward.
3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. Air it out on 3rd. Bails out of the pocket quick. That's the line, he's going to run for it. And out of bounds right at the 40-yard line. They get 6 and a 1st down as well.
Oh, that just sucks the wind out of a defense. So demoralizing. So many guys do things the right way, only to see a quarterback evade the pressure and go get that 1st down anyway.
Got a man downfield, and Goddard has it. Big gainer here as he picks up 20. And that's good for an Eagles 1st down. Offense up to the line fast.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Hey!
Some movement there before the snap, right side of the line. This is going to back them up. So tough to stay set when you've got defenders doing everything they can to make you jump, and, well, they got one of them to move that time. They're set back 5 by that false start. Now 15 yards to the marker.
Hey, let's go. Trimmer. Hey, easy, 63, bad. Delta.
Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Chased out to his right. Pulled in by Dotson along the sideline. And able to get this down to the 15 before going out.
It's one thing to draw all these routes up when you're in the pocket. It's quite another when a play breaks down. Timing on routes change when you leave the pocket and scramble. What a great adjustment to still deliver a clean ball.
An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
It just kind of feels like they've met their match with this defense. So many plays, well, they've just not ended the way they were drawn up. Fortunately, well, their defense is doing the same. You really feel like which offense can get into rhythm is going to find a way to win this game.
And again, here's Hurts. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Picked up by Andrew Phillips. And the Giants have it on the edge of their own goal line there at the 3. out to the line. 1st and 10. Back to throw. Here starts. Couldn't find a completion on 1st down.
The lack of points and the lack of yards have just gone hand in hand here in the 1st half, and they both really trace back to the same root cause, an inability to consistently find and exploit any opening in what's been a very sound defensive game plan.
No luck on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10. Out of the gun this time. Here's Dart. Completed over the middle. This gets them well away from danger as he is up past their 20.
These niggas can't tackle now, you telling me?
And that's going to be the 2nd for New York. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. Bringing the offense up to the line. 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Dart. And he's going to be marked down about 4 yards away from that 1st down marker. The Giants moving quickly. They're in the hurry up here.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
Dart going to throw again. And back-to-back passes that should have been intercepted. 2 great chances to take it away. Both of them dropped, Brock, and now they stay out there for 3rd down. Here goes Dart to the air. Has a man on target to Johnson.
These niggas just
And this great effort winds up getting them well into enemy territory before he's brought down. The Giants are going to call their final timeout here. Down inside the 40 now with a 1st down following that last play. Dart setting in the throw here. Finding Johnson once more. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it. The Giants moving quickly. They're in the hurry up here.
Brings up 2nd and 2. At the
To throw. Here's Dart. That one is incomplete, and the clock stops with 18 seconds to go. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. But still plenty of options left on 3rd and short.
2 yards to go.
Here he is on 3rd and short. He has the first over the middle. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. Moving quickly, trying to get set.
At the 9-yard line.
Working inside the red zone. It's another 1st half mistake. He's intercepted again. And the Eagles are stopped on that return. So that interception's going to be the final play of this opening half. So that's the halfway point of this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this.
Yeah, that's something I can take. They got to run for this touchdown.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this 2nd half. We've got a touchback. Good starting field position for the Giants as they head up 1st and 10. Let's start on the ground here. Tracy. Oh, the football's loose. And the Eagles get to it. They get a little extra on top of that fumble recovery as they take possession.
Hey, Kate, these last few minutes.
How you quitting already, bro? It's crazy. The 2nd half just started. Bro, get that fumble. I'm just immediately quit. Oh shit, it's supposed to be 9-9. boys next. I think we're gonna run it with the boys next.
From the stadium that hosted Super Bowl 48 back in 2014, there's a look at MetLife Stadium here in East Rutherford. Today we've got an NFC matchup on tap, as it'll be the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the New York Giants. Set to go, Young Wei Koo ready to do the honors. And off we go from MetLife Stadium. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now Saquon Barkley, a man who played collegiately here in the Keystone State. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at 2nd down.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
From the 32-yard line now, here's a 2nd down and 9. From the gun, it's Hurts. Got this complete to Jahan Dotson. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. That'll give him 8 that time. And 3rd and 1 now. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Hurts sets up to throw it. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's good for an Eagles first down. First and 10.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Now Hurts changing up the play. To throw again on 2nd down. Hurts. And this throw incomplete. The defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
That's an excellent play by the defender. He diagnosed that one, closed quickly, and helped force the incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Throwing is Hurts. And he'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 39. They go back to the ground now with Barkley. And he's taken down inside the 30.
10 more yards. That's another Eagles first down.
They keep it with Barkley on first down. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. From the 24 now, here's the 2nd down and 6.
2nd and 6.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. And he whips that one incomplete there.
The defender certainly didn't forget about him leaking out of the backfield. There's a guy ready and waiting to pick him up in coverage, and that throw had no shot.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Hurts. He'll try and do this himself. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. Mark this. They'll change it at the line. They'll try and throw for it with Hurts. Pass taken in by his big tight end. So this offense able to convert on fourth, and now a fresh set of downs here. 1st and 10. From the gun, Bigsby. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line. Now a timeout called for by the defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Second and 6. Here's Hurts to throw. Now he's going to step up and run. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds, right at the 3. Hurts dangerous when he runs that football. He's got a first.
Well, that's a nice job right there. He's looking downfield, but with no one open, he takes off and tries to run for it. He gets to the sidelines and gets out of bounds with a first down.
Barkley. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. We're scoreless after 1.
Second and goal at the Giants' 6-yard line.
Start of the second quarter, and it's the Eagles in possession as they come up now 2nd and goal. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw.
I didn't even see him there.
Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Giants are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
That play going for 16 yards to start the drive, first down.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make 2nd down pretty tough. Working out of the gun is Dart. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. And to the 43, so down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure, but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Now he's ready to get rid of the ball fast, but guess what? Too many defenders out there. Exactly as you described, an interception. Now, I'm not putting him in the Hall of Fame, but if you look at the great linebackers in history, they all have that ability to innately sense where a play is going, sometimes even before the ball snaps, and they're there and end up making the play.
Oh, and Hurts is going to be hit and taken down to the ground. Brian Burns flying in there and dropping it for the sack. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. So after that sack, Hurts and the Eagles, tough spot here, 3rd and long. They'll set up to throw. Now Hurts is going to do it himself. This ball nearly intercepted.
But
A once-in-a-season chance for the big fella, but he couldn't corral it. 4th down, straight ahead. On is the punter man as he boots this one away. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
How about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves, maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Dart. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down.
Gain of 24 yards. And the Giants first down. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Here's Dart. They'll get that to his tight end, Theo Johnson. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Here we go. 7 Pirates. 7. Panther 60. Panther 60. Buffalo 18.
Dart. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. A good down to possibly take a shot, and in fact, they'll come up with an empty backfield on 2nd and inches. Dart looking to throw again. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
There's an incompletion, partner, and the struggles through the air continue because so far their lack of passing production has led to a lack of points.
Here's Dart. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Giants first down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches. Throwing, Dart. This is caught. It's Robinson with a Giants touchdown. From 21 yards away. And the Giants will take the lead here in the final minute of the 1st half. Boy, Charles, that's a great response drive from the rookie quarterback. Remember, threw the pick on the previous possession. Here, he's able to lead him down and throw it into the end zone for the touchdown.
And I know from the draft analysis that this is exactly why this team wanted to take this young man. They thought his ability to bounce back from mistakes and quickly turn them into positives, that was something they wanted on their team, and we just saw evidence of it right there. This young man doesn't let anything get to him, and he finds a way to come back big.
They'll try and throw for it. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Jihad Campbell. So they went for 2 and failed. They didn't use him on the PAT, but now he boots this one away with a 6-0 lead. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range. They'll come out throwing here on first down. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to bring up second down. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter.
Let's go. Trimmer.
From the 41, Hurts. This short throw caught by Goddard. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1.
Oh my gosh, bro. I'm done playing with fucking.
And the Giants are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. They exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball. And that one was picked off.
Looking to throw, Dart. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. As long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
To throw is Dart. Now this thrown deep for Slayton. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
Dart going to look to throw here. Now this thrown deep for Slayton. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Brings up a 3rd down and 10 yards to go.
They'll throw now on the final play. He's got his target. That's complete. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 36. Second half ready to get rolling. The Giants with a lead, and they are set to receive this kick. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Hey, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Throwing his Dart. Here's a short one to the tight end, Johnson. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is.
These niggas is not trying to do nothing against the weak guys.
Even though it was complete.
I mean, against the weak guys.
It's a giant first down on a gain of 16. They've got the lead early here in the 3rd quarter, and runs like that are how they established that lead in the first half.
I love the fact that you're using the word are leading from the front, pounding on the defense right now with the running game, and truly establishing themselves here in the second half.
And once again, it's Scatterberg. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
60 Bison, 60 Warriors, 17.
To throw now, Dart. He'll dump this
Come
off
on,
to
dog. Make this
Scatterberg.
nigga fumble,
And
bro.
he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going.
So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And it'll be second down.
At the 14-yard line.
Straight ahead, here's Tracy. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 9 yards on the play there, and it'll set him up first and goal.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
Viking 18.
Throwing from the gun here, Dart.
Catch the fucking
It's
ball, bro.
incomplete.
That's a pretty play there. Got it into last second, helped force the ball free, and kept them out of the end zone.
Come on, bro.
A line of scrimmage, once again the 5 as they get ready for second and goal.
Tag. 77 Wolf. Go.
Dart going to give to Scatterberg. And
He's
he's
gonna run right past him.
touchdown, Giants. Cam Scatterberg taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Giants are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter. They'll look to throw. And unable to connect. They don't get the 2-point conversion here.
That keeps the score Giants 12, Eagles nothing.
And as he approaches to kick it off, he might be thinking this could be a 14-0 lead with a couple of PATs as he sends this one away. And this one over the back line of the end zone. Well, they definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Hurts sets up to throw it. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And he'll be brought down at what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. From the 39-yard line, here comes second down at 6. From the gun, it's Hurts. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
Throwing is Hurts. He'll try and do this himself. He dumps it off to Barkley. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
Bro, he's supposed to throw the fucking shit out, bro. Oh my gosh, I forgot this is fucking Taylor.
Their own 32-yard line. Well, down 2 scores in the fourth quarter. It maybe wasn't quite desperation time.
Come on, Jalen, bro. That's exactly why I don't play too many games with Jalen, bro. So I stopped playing with him. Let me make sure that was the dude from last game. Yeah. Now watch everything change when I play with my boys. Them fucking Eagles suck. Watch this dude got the Ravens, bro. I'm gonna be hella mad.
It's a stadium so big you can easily spot it flying into Dallas-Fort Worth for a game. This is AT&T Stadium here in Arlington. Coming up, a contest that looks real good on paper between the Miami Dolphins and the Dallas Cowboys. To kick off, here's Riley Patterson. And off we go from Dallas. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game.
I can't play like this, bro.
All right, let's get this one on the road, Brock. It is 1st and 10. Prescott opening with a pass. Brought in by Jake Ferguson. And he's down after getting this up to the 41. He goes to the hurry-up offense here.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Dak to the air here. And he's going to be touched down as he gets him enough to pick up the first down.
Look up contested catch in the football dictionary, and you'll see that. I mean, I can't critique the defense there. They're the hip pocket of that tight end. But these contested catches, these tight ends that can separate with their hands, utilize their body, even when you're covered, you're not.
Now running here with Jaden Blue. And he gets this beyond the midfield stripe and onto the Dolphins side of the field. Offense in the hurry up here.
8 yards on the pickup brings up 2nd and 2.
Back to throw. Here's Dan. And this one's incomplete. Too low as it skips off the ground. Not on the same page with his tight end. And now it's 3rd and short.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after that prior incompletion, it's 3rd down. There he is on 3rd and short. And is once again incomplete, and consecutive incompletions have now pushed them to 4th down.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to 3rd and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was 3rd and manageable and an incomplete.
On 4th down, Prescott to throw. And he will get the first as they touch him down. defensive line fast.
Gain of 3 yards. That's good for a Cowboys first down. First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Now it's Prescott again. Oh, there's another one to Williams. Short pickup on the play to about the 40. It was Tyrell Dodson with the tackle.
Second and 6 at the Dolphins' 40-yard line.
Here we go, 46. Hey, kill. Switch it, hey.
Another throw for Prescott. Drops this one down here for Williams. This gets down to about the 36-yard line. Minka Fitzpatrick get on the stop.
That's a gain of 3.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Dak throwing again. It's on target to Williams. And he gets down to the 24 before he stops. Dose of the hurry up here.
That's another Cowboys first down. First and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Throwing again, Prescott. Somebody there, and he knocks it away. Couldn't connect for it all on that first down. So back to the drawing board they go for second. All right, partner testing the perimeter early there. Coverage held up. Could be a tough day for those outside receivers to make an impact.
Okay, partner, testing you here. You've heard me say this a lot. Okay, coordinator's job is to get you man-to-man coverage, and your job is?
To win it.
Kill. Here we go, 47. What do you think?
Prescott to throw once more. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. Offense in the hurry up here.
It's on the play. And the Cowboys first down. First and 10 at the 12-yard line.
Prescott on first and 10. That throw comes up short. Need a little more muscle on that one.
That just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted, even on some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
Second down, still 10 to go after that incomplete pass. Back to the air, Prescott. And this time they can't connect, so that's incomplete. Been favoring their back this drive. Let's see if it's going to continue now on third down.
It's a quarterback you love when that screen pass is called. At least I used to. And you want to attract that defense and all those guys coming after you. But you also got to find a throwing lane, and he couldn't do it on that one.
Here we go, 46. Hey, kill.
Prescott now on third down. Touchdown, Dallas. The Cowboys finish up an excellent opening series. And that opening series, you use this word a lot when we brought methodical. No massive highlights, just effective play calling, steady progress until they cross that goal line.
Yep, and to fans and fantasy football owners, might not have been a highlight, but to the coaches, the entire drive was the highlight. A great start. I mean, great start to the game where their offense stayed consistent, operated the plan just how it was drawn up, and found the end zone as a result.
And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out on the back of the end zone for a touchback. Pretty good field position awaiting the Dolphins as they head up here, first and 10. Running back motions right. Thrown right away, Tagovailoa. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And it's going to be first down Miami. One play in, Brock, and this drive is already in enemy territory.
And the Dolphins first down.
First down, here's Tua. That's caught, Devon Achane. He's going to get it out past the 40 before he goes out.
These intermediate gains, that's the wheelhouse for these two to connect on. Start the series off well. It sure keeps the defense on its toes in case they try to load up and just simply cover the receivers.
Offense is set. This is second and 2. Tua now from the gun. Oh, he lost the football. And the Cowboys scoop it up. they take over as they pick up a couple extra yards on the fumble return. It's a big momentum swing on the final play of our opening quarter. 7-0 is our score. Back to AT&T Stadium in just a moment. Second quarter all set to begin, and it'll be Cowboys football. They got it off that fumble recovery to end the first. And screen here to Blue. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. Working quickly here.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 45-yard line.
Prescott here from the gun. Jump off caught by his back. And here's another stop made right at the line. Nice back-to-back reps from this defense.
He specializes in salvaging broken plays out of the backfield, but even he couldn't get anything out of that one, Kate. That defense, they were all over it.
Here they go, getting set for 3rd and 4.
Number 47. Yeah. Sweat.
Dak out of the pistol. And it's caught. He's got Lamb. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that'll be good for a Dallas first down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
First down, here's Dak. Short pass brought in. And he's taken down at the 30. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's good for a Dallas first down.
That's another Cowboys first down.
Dak now from the gun. He has room past the 25. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20.
10 more yards.
And not much scoring to this point as we've reached our 2-minute warning.
10 yards.
Cowboys with the lead here at AT&T.
And inches at the 20-yard line.
Ball right up against that marker, but not there yet. It's 2nd and inches. Now Prescott. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
Fairly safe to say as that one falls incomplete this first half so far, it's not met the standard they set for themselves.
Let's see how that last incompletion affects this 3rd down call. From the gun is Prescott. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And his short game gets them a new set of downs. Working quickly here.
That's another Cowboys first down. 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
1st and 10. Here's Prescott. And this is going to call incomplete in the end zone. Wanted it all right there. Now they've got to regroup for 2nd down.
It's going to be a play tomorrow. When they watch it on tape, they're going to be kicking themselves a bit. Kate, you get man-to-man coverage down in the red zone, you got to take advantage of it. It's hard. Zone coverage and the windows are so tight. You get man, got to find a way to win.
Throwing again is Dak. And he gets back to the line, but no more.
You know, you compare and contrast stats over the decades, Kate. One thing you see is the completion percentages are through the roof. In this day and age, compared to the 60s and the 70s, the big reason is just completions like that. Utilizing every one of your eligible receivers. That time, a running back in the flat.
Where the fuck these ants coming from, bro?
They'll air it out on 3rd. And this is caught. Touchdown, Dallas. The Cowboys grow their lead just before halftime. C.D. Lamb with the touchdown. It's plays like this that make him so well regarded across this league, Brock.
Yeah, such just a difference-making receiver, Kate. You expect him to be the target down here. You did, I did, the defenders did. But what makes him a star is even when people know his number's being called, he still finds a way to deliver.
Aubrey now to kick this one away. Here comes Malik Washington. And he's brought down just inside the 25. Starting out with an empty backfield, Brock. Here they come, 1st and 10. Tagovailoa now working from the gun. To the left side, it's pulled in by Waddle. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. Clock running, Dolphins will hurry to the line.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. And he's not going to escape this. The Cowboys take him down. The Cowboys signaling for their first time out. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. It's a nickel set for the Cowboys on this 3rd down.
Big team, low. Solo left Zion. Solo left Zion.
3rd and long for him here. This is a heater going deep. Well, they had the look, certainly didn't shy away from it, but couldn't connect. And now they're stuck facing 4th down. Well, they connected on 3 straight before that throw, Brock. Might not be perfect anymore on this drive, but they are still moving it well.
And I don't expect that one to interrupt his progress very long. They're still on a mission this series, and he's the one driving it.
Big team.
Here we go on 4th down, Tagovailoa. And that's going to wind up incomplete as their gamble doesn't pay off. They're going to turn this one over on downs.
Those defenders, it might be a while before they get another chance like that again. What an incredible opportunity to hand their offense field position inside the red zone, while yet getting another shot of momentum themselves.
Throwing on first is Prescott. He brings it in. And in he goes for the Dallas touchdown. The Cowboys get more points to end a lopsided first half. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns. It has been wash, rinse, repeat for them offensively, Brock, as, well, we all wait for this defense to find a little backbone before this becomes a runaway.
Yeah, I'm a little torn up here in this booth because you're exactly right. Offensively, this is just machine, surgical. Defensively, you're running the risk of being embarrassed here pretty quickly.
That one right down the middle. And the Cowboys stretch their lead to 21. Aubrey now to kick this one away. Washington now to return. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. They've got 1st and 10, Brock, but time for maybe 2 plays at most if they even want to try anything.
Big team. 21G. Hey. Watch it, Oscar.
He'll throw it. Got a lock behind this one. Downfield it goes. He's got it at the 30. And somehow they've reached the end zone with no time remaining in the half.
I think he'll take his highlights however. He can get him on a handoff, pin off a pass. It really doesn't matter. The important thing is he gets the ball. He gets the touch. And he can do his damage. Big time.
Riley Patterson on for the extra point. And the kick is good, so they take some valuable points off that lead right at the end of this half. That's halftime of this contest. We'll join both teams in taking a short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports in just a moment.
I feel like he's gonna come back now.
Aubrey now to kick this one away. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. The Dolphins in pretty good field position here as they come up 1st and 10. Tagovailoa. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. Second down coming up.
Yikes, as that pass falls to the ground, you kind of just sense their desperation, just kind of oozing out of them. Running out of time to start connecting on more of these and really break open the scoring in a way they just have not been able to do so far.
Solo left Zion.
Shotgun snap now to Tagovailoa. And again, it's going to hit the ground. Incomplete. Looking for his running back, and 2 straight incompletions have made this 3rd down. So 10 yards to get this 1st down as they come to the line.
Go. Ready.
Throwing. Here's Tagovailoa on 3rd. That's caught for the 1st. Big man showing up the yards. And he will take this across. Touchdown, Miami. The Dolphins cut into the lead coming out of halftime. And that right there, Brock, is a touchdown I think our fellow broadcaster Greg Olsen would be proud of. A big strike to the tight end that I don't think a lot of receivers could have pulled off and make it look as easy.
You know, a lot of times you're splitting hairs talking about the differences between tight ends and receivers at this level because a lot of those guys, they work the same route tree and they move with the football, well, just like their receiver teammates. And they can score some lengthy touchdowns too, just like he showed off.
Just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. He'll bring it out from a couple yards deep. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line. First look, a little pistol formation as they come to the line. 1st and 10. Working from the pistol, Prescott. Pass is caught by Blue. And this drive's quickly headed in the wrong direction. First play set down behind the line.
I know coordinator and quarterback going to be upset with that 1st down because you call a screen on 1st, you're thinking stay ahead of schedule. Even a minimal gain to stay on pace, but instead, the defense creates a negative play and sets them back behind the sticks.
Back to the line they come, 2nd down. Working out of the gun, it's Prescott. Wow, his first real mistake, that's intercepted.
Come on,
the
dog.
Dolphins will take over with a short
That ball
field.
went
They're
hella
at the
high in the
28-yard
air,
line.
bro. Be realistic, bro.
Well, they left the locker room in front. Great
Yeah,
position to
great,
be in,
yeah.
right? But a shaky start to half number 2 with that interception.
We know that no lead in the NFL is safe. A 1-point lead, something that looks insurmountable. How many of these games so often come down to one possession in the end? With a half of football left, you just can't give away too many gifts and too many possessions.
Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete. That one intended for Jalen Waddle. And now it's 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 10.
Yeah. 20, TX. Corner, long. Out.
Throwing again. Here's Tua. He's got it near the
That
edge.
was my fault.
And they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal here from the 7. Double coverage deal breaker for a lot of QBs, Brock, but less so when it's a target you trust.
You know, it's interesting, Kate, even 20-something years ago, watching Marvin Harrison and Peyton Manning work, every defense would go into every game trying to double cover him, but yet those two, well, like we just saw right there, just got it done regardless.
Breaking the huddle, here's first and goal. Motioning left is their running back. From the red zone now. Finds his back, Achan. And he pushes it all the way to the goal line, but goes out at the 1. Setting up, second and goal.
Turbo 3, kick.
Achan. And he's in for the touchdown. The Dolphins pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive.
For sure.
Devon Achan with a touchdown. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a one-score game in the fourth quarter that could go either way.
Patterson able to connect on the point after. And the Dolphins tie this game at 21.
I let this nigga come out that fast, bro.
So we've got a tie ball game now as they send this away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
To the line come the Cowboys. Good starting spot here. First and 10.
Yeah, here we go. I took wide, ain't it? 26.
They'll start the drive with blue. And he'll be stopped after just about a yard. Second and 9 coming up. Moving quickly, trying to get set again.
37-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's second and 8.
Now Dak to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And before he can reach the first, he's stopped. But this is close. Ball up to the 45-yard line. Offense up to the line fast.
Here we go, 46. 26.
Blue gets the handoff. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. Moving quickly, trying to get set.
It's a gain of a yard. And the Cowboys.
First and 10, Prescott. He finds Pickens left side. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up second and 4 at the 48-yard line.
Prescott here from the gun. Into traffic, complete. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. A dose of the hurry-up offense here.
That's good for a Cowboys first down. First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Here we go, 47. Here we go, 46. 26.
Up the middle, Blue. He has it to the 23-yard line as he's brought down. Offense in the hurry-up here.
13 more yards. That's another Cowboys first down.
Going to the ground again on first. Quite the turnaround these last 2 plays, huh? Nice gain on 1, and now they get it behind the line.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up second and 11 at the 24.
We're still tied through 3 here. Neither defense has given an inch in this one. It's all knotted up at 21, partner. Still plenty of scoring here as we try to decide our winner. All right, here we go. Second down.
Here we go.
From the gun is Prescott. Defender runs right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Went way outside there, trying to work that sideline, Brock. But by the time the ball had arrived, well, the defender had to knock that ball out.
I think you see my reaction in the booth every time
I do.
we see that throw, because I can close my eyes and remember the terror that I felt as a quarterback when you let that ball go and you're throwing it all the way to the boundary. There's some risk reward, and that time, well, there was no reward.
Looking to throw. That's Ferguson. He brings it in. And he is well clear of that marker. That effort's going to set them up with a 1st and goal.
Gain of 19 yards. That's another Cowboys first down.
From the red zone on 1st. And look at the footwork there. Touchdown. The Cowboys take a 4th quarter lead. C.D. Lamb with the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. Extra point from Aubrey is up and good. And the Cowboys break that tie and now lead by 7.
Dolphins 21.
Aubrey now to kick this one away. And he's going to elect not to bring this one out. So no run back this time. We'll pick things up from the 35. Pretty good field position awaiting the Dolphins as they head up here, 1st and 10. Two and out from the gun. Hauled in by Waddle. And just gets back to the line of scrimmage.
This is one of those kind of win-win situations. Both sides feel good. There's an offense, I get a completion. I get a win. There's a defense, I keep everything in front of me. I make the tackle for a short gain. I get a win too. Sometimes you can get to win-win.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. He may have taken away that quick slant. Looked easy there, Brock, even in zone coverage.
Yeah, it is not an easy route to stop, and you have to have tremendous eyes. I talked to you, Kate, and everybody about anticipation as a quarterback. It's the same thing for a cornerback in zone. Anticipated that route. It was Johnny on the spot.
Flushed out of the pocket. Gets into this one. It's a deep pass to the opposite side.
Catch the ball, Trayvon Diggs, bro.
Away from the intended targets. That brings up 4th down.
You know, I say this all the time. You get down there to the red zone, and things happen so fast. Those windows close in a hurry. Quarterback's fortunate that was one hand and not 2 hands that got on the football.
44. Ready. Whoa. Hey, 21 TA. Watch it, Oscar.
Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. He's got it to his running back.
What the fuck?
And in a blink, they are off to midfield before somebody manages to stop him. They stun this defense. They pick up 14 on 4th, and they pick up the 1st down, too.
A gain of 14.
Go, go, left side. All right, go. Ready.
I'm taking out a job.
Here's Tunga Vailoa again. That one's cut along the left sideline. And he hits that enemy 25-yard line before he is sent out. 25 on that play. And that is the Dolphins' 1st down. Here's Tua again. A crucial mistake late. It's intercepted. Trayvon Diggs has got it.
He's going to take all those back.
Base left sideline, and he's off to the races. And he's going to score pick 6 for Dallas.
Gosh, I love that play on so many levels, Kate. Making the interception, already a terrific effort by everybody involved. Put the cherry on top, to take it all the way back to the house. It required extra effort from everybody, and they get the job done.
Aubrey good on the point after. And the Cowboys double their lead to 14.
Sorry, I'm almost saying back myself.
some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick six. Eskridge on the return. He's brought down to end that run back, and we have reached our 2-minute warning. We've reached the 2-minute warning from Dallas. Dolphins, 14 points back. All right, working from the gun to start. 1st and 10. Tagovailoa back to the air after the pick. Trying to push deep downfield.
Every time it happens with me, they just hit their hand. They just hit their hand. He has somebody open too.
And with how hard it is, Kate, to get these plays down the field, can't let the coverage off the hook with a drop. Just can't happen. But you're going to see it right here. He saw the open space ahead of him and started running before he ever...
Bro, I'm jumping for the ball, bro.
And he's going to take this down and he's losing 44. It's a 29-yard gain. And it's going to be 1st down Miami. Clock running. Dolphins will hurry to the line.
A gain of 29 yards. And a Dolphin first down.
20, TX.
First and 10 now. Here's Tagovailoa. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Solo left Zion.
Sticking to the air, it's Tagovailoa. And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. And the Cowboys will set up just a little bit shy of the 40 following the tackle.
Well, obviously not the cleanest game without...
Go ahead and quit, guys. We're going to call it a night, child. We're going to call it a night. If y'all like the content, drop a comment and a like. Don't forget to subscribe.